Hi, welcome to Behind the Bling. Today we are in conversation with Mr. Akshay Verma, who is the Managing Director of Verma Jewellers, Solan, Himachal. Hi Akshay, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, very well. Thank you for making time for doing this.
Pleasure is all mine.
Okay. Now, we'll first of all touch a little bit upon your personal journey. Growing up in Himachal, and where did your jewelry journey begin from? Was it a legacy jeweler? Are you a first generation jeweler? How was your personal jewelry be like?
So I'm third generation. So my grandfather actually came to Solan and settled in Himachal, and so we started in 1967.
Wow.
Yeah, and my grandfather and then my father took it over, and then finally I joined in 2003. After completing my gemology and other things. I was in Surat for a couple of years, yes. Then I had some experience on the ground level and, working in play on the main Varacha and Bedapura market and all that. So that's how then after that I came back. Then I had to, my father was, and that's the reason I came back.
Okay, amazing.
Yeah.
So today, Verma Jewellers is a very well-known jeweler in Himachal.
Yeah.
Right? And I think you have played an instrumental role in that, of bringing it from Solan, out of Solan, and making it this, regional and domestic jeweler who's famous now almost across India as well. So what has inspired you to do that?
So I think since beginning, I'll just go a little back. So I did my schooling from Bishop Cotton. I was throughout in boarding from class 1.
Oh.
So I had that hunger to, to be independent.
Right.
That independence integrated something in me that I have to do something in life.
Right.
And coming from a very small town, like Solan's a very, very small town.
Right.
And then seeing all the places and moving out, coming to Surat and seeing friends in Bombay and all that. So I wanted something, to do something, but what to do, I had no idea. And so that was something which really, kicked me, and every day I had a hunger to learn and all that. So that's when I met my first mentor in life. Yeah, that was in 2003-04, when I had organized a small workshop for Chandigarh jewelers, I would say, like a diamonds, grading workshop. That time, these labs were not there. So then I met my first mentor, Mr. Anil Talwar. I know you must be knowing him very well.
Absolutely.
So he was the one. He actually, took the first, he peeled off the first layer from me, and then actually because of his mentorship and day to day, he went all in with me, and that's how I discovered my true potential. And it's like I really want to do something really for my state and for myself and for my business, whatever my father has. He's been very hardworking. My dad, everybody knows him in my state, in my city, what a hardworking he has done, brought for the brand. But definitely after Anil sir coming in my life, I think he's changed a lot of me.
Right. So what with all the changes that he's got, what does a typical day in your life look like? Because we know that you are a very disciplined person about your, regime.
Yes. So I think, yes, that's since my childhood, because when you're studying in a boarding school, especially a legacy school like Bishop Cotton, without saying, you have to be disciplined. And those times, those days, without discipline, you can't survive. But touch wood, by the grace of God, that has really helped me to, to move ahead in life, carrying that, that legacy also with me. So my day starts, I get up at 3:30.
Wow.
I start my day very early.
3:30? When do you sleep?
I sleep very early. So I'm in bed by 9 o'clock.
Okay.
Yes, and then 9:30 I'm off. So that's my daily routine. But I meditate in the morning for an hour every day. I also, towards my spiritual journey, I'm trying to learn every day on that also. So I think we are humans. We have to evolve with time, and this has given me a great, by following this kind of a regime, that's given me a great strength and a lot of things. That's the reason I'm able to, work better. So at 6 o'clock I'm back from my work. So I'm very clear on that. So a lot of people ask me.
Good work-life balance.
Yes, I'm trying to. But yes, so getting up at 3:30 and then meditating and starting my day early for my work. I start working 2 hours. And then I go do my cycling. I'm a cyclist. I love to go
Wow.
cycling. I go for running and all that. So because I stay in Himachal, I get that privilege
get,
for
right.
doing all that. So that is how my day look like.
Wow, my
Yes.
God. So this is like, I mean, a lot of people strive to do that,
Yes.
but to actually be able to do this on a daily level, I think it's very, very commendable. But now, since you've also mentioned that you're from a small town, right?
Yeah.
You must have faced a lot of challenges also
Yeah.
to change your business, evolve your business, because everybody is not very receptive of change.
Yeah.
So, what kind of challenges did you face when you were trying to actually change
So
the
I
face
think
of your business?
first of all, definitely the urban
Right.
retailers, like urban cities like Chandigarh and close by.
Right.
So that was a bigger challenge, and Solan was such a small city, and resources was a bigger challenge. How to expand, how to when you're doing anything, then resources used to be. But I think the mindset. Since then, the mindset was there. Yes, I have to do something,
Right.
and that that commitment
Right.
probably helped me, and to do something out of the box and to create something for the state and for
Right.
the brand. Yes.
Right. So now Verma Jewellers is actually quite a popular name in Himachal, not just in Solan.
Yes.
So what do you think sets you apart from the other jewelers in Himachal? There are some big
Yes,
names in
yeah,
Himachal
yeah.
as well.
So I think first of all that we are the jewelers who are evolving with the
Right.
time, and my purpose is that how I can as a leader, how I can empower my team, my people of Himachal. So a lot of people, young talent of Himachal are going out of the state and working
Right.
there. So I want to bring them back
Right.
in my organization as much as I can.
Right.
And as a leader, I want to empower them. That's my purpose. And through that, how I can take this brand up by
Right.
their expertise. And I want to bring a difference in the jewelry industry that from North India, how I can create a good brand.
Right.
From a family jeweler,
Right.
and also a combination of a family and a corporate,
Right.
with a lot of corporate governance in the business. So that's what we are eyeing for.
Right. And since you're doing so much for your brand and the people and everybody who works with you, what are your plans for expansion? Do you think you want to take Verma Jewellers out of Himachal and probably have it in other states as well, like any other retail?
So definitely everybody has
Plans.
dreams, plans, desires. So I would say definitely we also have. But right now, to be honest, I'm really just very focused towards how I can touch every household of Himachal.
Right.
So recently in this year, I would say we have almost covered every city of Himachal, every
Wow.
small place of Himachal by doing exhibitions.
Wow.
In last 10 months, we probably have done about 28, 29 exhibitions,
Wow.
and in all remote areas.
Right.
So and I've seen that kind of how
Right.
people are responding to the
Right.
brand value. So I think that's what my purpose is. My
Right.
jewelry should be in every household.
Right.
That's what I've been trying to do.
That's amazing. And in design sense, does your jewelry differentiate from what a regional player would look like? Do you have a lot of international styling? Because the current trend is, whether it's a small town or a
Yes.
large city, with the use of internet and Instagram,
Yes,
and
yes.
there's a lot of exposure that young generation has. And everybody's aspiring to buy a brand, and everybody's aspiring to buy branded jewelry and branded clothes and all of that. And I don't think they have the access to that.
Yeah.
So have you kind of brought that?
So to be honest, मेरे लिए सबसे पहले my customer is my hero.
Right.
That's very clear. So whatever it takes to satisfy what they want,
Right.
we take that. So we record their we take feedbacks on every day basis, and I personally look at those feedbacks on a week basis, so that we can work on the feedbacks at what actually customer wants. As today's time, people have been influenced by digital
Right.
media and all that.
Right.
So customers, so anybody, if somebody is going through any pain, or if they want something, they were immediately going to respond
Right.
on our feedback,
Right.
or in different ways. So we keep conducting surveys and all that. So I believe I only believe that we have to make our customer the hero.
Yeah.
Everything should be around our customer. It should be what is in it for them and for them. And if you that should be a centric, and that's what we want to become, the customer-centric brand from
Right.
North India.
North
So
India.
that's what we are trying to do. And we want to work for our customers, and especially for our customers of Himachal, and we want to make them, that every household should, be adorned with our jewelry piece and to bring smile on their faces. They should not feel that, we have not got the right piece or right design. So that's what we have been trying to do on everyday basis.
Right. And so, since you want to make a big name for yourself in the north, have you ever had plans of expansion, of coming out of Himachal and expanding in the other cities?
So I think firstly we want to work on our foundation.
Right.
So that's what I've been doing. I've been learning back to back. So I think the new AI coming in, technology coming in. So we are understanding data on an everyday basis. We are doing a deep dive study on data. We have a lot of, like I just mentioned. So till my foundation is clear, everything is ready, I will not be going ahead. We are trying, we have just recently opened one more store in Himachal. And we're doing exhibitions all across the city, across the state, I would say.
Nice.
But जब तक हमारे को एक चीज़ जब तक हमारा the foundation is not ready, I will not go ahead.
Right. And so since you're doing so much for your people and your brand, what kind of sets you apart from the other jewelers of Himachal? What would you say? Is it design? Is it the way you function your brand, or any particular collection? What actually made you stand out there?
I think my people.
Right.
Because my job is to work on business, and my team job is to work in business. And as a leader, my role is how I can empower them. I can empower my people, especially people from Himachal. They're coming because they're stories. I have so many stories that lot of, like one of my from my accounts team. That guy started from a very peon level, from a pantry level. He used to clean clean the store, a small shop with my father. And today he can even file a balance sheet,
Wow.
So there are a lot of stories in our organization. And idea is that how I can empower them, because as you know, Himachal is a very small and very rural areas are there. And my team primarily are from those areas, and they don't have any exposure. They have not even traveled to Chandigarh or Delhi also. So, but I want to, empower them, how I can take them. So recently, like 2 of my employees been, on back to back, they've been awarded on the national platforms on our jewelry industry also as a blessed employee. So my idea is how I can make my customer the hero on the front, and on the back, how I can make my employees the hero of the brand. If those things are integrated, I don't think so there is any look back.
Right. And how has this change come about? I don't think a lot of people think about their people, especially in our industry, the staff and the people at the store, especially don't come from a very educated background.
Correct.
And we find it difficult as an industry to attract talent from the educated segment, right? We always have people who are not so out there, graduation कर ली, 12th pass हो गया. कोई expert आते नहीं है हमारे industry में. People, everybody is from, they prefer going in financial industry or into banking or into FMCG or into lifestyle. But very few people actually get educated and come to our segment. So how have you kind of tried to attract that kind of talent?
To be honest, Ranika, what we've been doing is, if somebody is not even a graduate, उसमें भी potential है. We just have to, as a leader, I just have to work on them. How I can make them, shine. And अगर, उसमें attitude अच्छा, and it is while interviewing, we only see that he should fit in our culture, and he should follow the core values of the organization. And everybody should be around my father's. Basically the values he followed, and he followed from his father. Now I'm following from him. So that becomes a brand language, brand foundation. And उसका अगर attitude है ना, वो कुछ भी कर सकता है. And our job is that how उनको empower कैसे करें. And then we can build a lot of story. It doesn't matter, ठीक है, we need a pedigree mix of everything, like 80-20 principle. 20% people हमें चाहिए, good leaders in the organization who knows, who have maybe graduated, who have MBAs or good experience in corporate over there. I don't deny that. But at the same time, we also need them. And वही actually जो कहते हैं ना, जो अपना दिन रात मेहनत करने वाले वो लोग होते हैं, जो अपने they can go all in and out. And this brand Verma Jewellers, I proudly say, और वो बना ही उन्हीं के बुनियाद पे है,
Right.
जो
Wow.
हमारे साथ मेरे फादर से चल के जो टीम पुरानी लोग आ रहे हैं, एंड आई वांट टू टेक देम अप, आई वांट टू, देखो एवरीथिंग इज अ नंबर, आप कहीं भी पहुंच जाओ, यू हैव टू कीप गोइंग अप, आप चाहे रेवेन्यू की बात कर लो, चाहे स्टोर्स की बात कर लो, बट एंड ऑफ द डे इफ योर पर्पस इज क्लियर, I think that gives you a great satisfaction.
Absolutely.
And for me is, if tomorrow, let's say my employee's son or daughter is maybe, graduated from some good universities, maybe probably tomorrow, or doing something great, that is going to be a bigger satisfaction than having more stores. I know these are very important. The first things, primary, we have to work on business. That's the reason if we do well, then only these things will be there. But it has to go hand in hand, but the purpose has to be clear. So I always start everything with why I'm doing this, why this brand is, and what we want to do with this brand. So, and that is very clear, and that's, I have aligned everybody. So I never make a vision. We have created a vision together with the company, every employee. So every employee is part of the vision. He knows this, we are in this bus and we are heading to this point. Every employee, maybe the guard, you can talk him, he knows every quarter vision, every year vision, every 5 years, everybody's clear. So nobody knows कि ऐसा बस में बैठ गए हैं, कहाँ जा रहे हैं पता नहीं. That's what I believe.
But that's commendable, because not many people ask the question why.
Yes.
Right? Purpose is something, I think, which most people, and I'm not just saying in a particular strata of the society, everybody in life generally misses a purpose. And which is why they're just flowing through life and drifting through life. And it's great that at a very young age you've found a purpose. And is that somehow guided also by, we know that you've recently, you're doing your master's from Harvard Business School. So is this what your purpose has motivated you to take this step further in your career, or at this stage in your career where you're an established jeweler, you've done so much, but you have a hunger for learning?
Absolutely.
And
I
you've gone out there and you're pursuing this now. So we want to know more about that.
So there's a fact that, I believe in learning, and since COVID times, because कहीं ना कहीं आप ऐसा लाइफ में ऐसा फेज आता है, आप कंफर्ट जोन में चले जाते हो, and that becomes your major bottleneck, I would say, of your growth. But COVID times, brought us a lot of good news also, bad news also. But fortunately, God was kind that when I introspected and retrospected myself, I thought this is a time I would need to learn. And then I started with doing a lot of studies, a lot of courses I attempted. Then I realized, yes, my biggest purpose is that how I can become a better version of myself. That's how I manifested going and doing a course at Harvard Business School. And that was in 2021 when I manifested. And that was on my vision board very clearly. But fortunately, God was so kind that I got admission in 2024 batch, and I'm pursuing my studies for another 3 years. It's a 3 years program, and that's the reason I'm there. Of course, that how I can transform myself as a better leader, and how I can take bring some difference for my state, for the country, for the nation, what I can do.
Absolutely. Yeah. So what has your biggest learning been so far? I'm sure you're 1 year into your course?
Yeah.
You're 1 year. What has been your biggest learning?
Lot of, and I think there are different verticals. As far as leadership, definitely, like I've mentioned, couple of things on leadership also, and networking. Of course, network is your biggest wealth, and that is very, very important. And always a mindset, change of mindset is very, very important. Otherwise, how to get uncomfortable. The more, because these chairs, these seats really is a big roadblock for us. So the moment you're out of your comfort zone, that's where the magic happens. So I think going to Harvard, with the peer groups, I think people from all over the globe, I mean, seeing them how they've, there's a case study on everybody. So that gives you a kick, that gives you something, a high, that you really want to do something for your brand, for your people, for the state, and of course, for the nation.
For the nation as well.
Yes.
So now, you've obviously been and seen a lot of the world. You've traveled a lot, and you've been in the industry for so long. You've been on multiple panels. I've been seeing your journey and studying your journey over the past couple of years. Now, what trends do you think are currently shaping the jewelry industry, particularly in small towns and smaller cities?
I think if I don't talk about, I'll touch this but local cities, but overall, if I say the, I think the industry is evolving,
Right.
like the AI coming in, and the way things are moving, and that's what we've been hearing all across, attending all the seminars, conferences all over, that the way technology is evolving, we have to be ready for that,
Right.
and that's the future. That's now. We have to be ready with AI, and that can really help us in everything. So like today we talk about ChatGPT and all that, and now people are working on how agents can help you in doing so a lot of things. Like today time, maybe my team is struggling with some kind of a skill, because every work requires a skill, capability, right? And they don't have that kind of maybe a resource to for us also, sending them to a bigger university is going to be a challenge. But all these technologies, if we can incorporate and integrate into our business, that can really help us to be ahead of times, ahead of all the competition. So I'm really aggressively working towards that. And now coming back to my state and my city, I would say integrating this technology and doing things little differently, about studying customers with technology, with AI bringing in understanding the customer behavior, what customer wants, what customer wear, what customer moves, what are they browsing, what do they want. So every single thing, if we as a progressive jeweler, we work on that, I think we can able to eye that very well.
So what do the people want? I'm asking in terms of design. Now with modernization, with the gold prices going up and down, with the diamond market facing a lot of fluctuation, what are the kind of designs that actually the younger people want and the people of Himachal want?
So to be honest, we are really promoting our traditional Himachali jewelry. We are really working towards that, and that's again picking up traditions, because today's the young bride wants, definitely she's inspired by all the designers and all that, but at the same time we have an edge. So if we promote our local culture, that can really set you apart from the market, from everything. So we are working towards, and they are actually want to embrace that. Now people want that if you have a piece coming from their nani or from your grandmother, they want to adore that. That's the new, I think. So people want to be connected to their roots, I would say. So we are as a brand, we are really working on promoting and Himachali jewelry and coming up with new designs around that. So that's what we are doing. And at the same time, for women who are working, definitely we have to evolve with today's time. So we have to be ready with what the young girls want for their day-to-day wear. So we are working on collections around 18 karat, like the price is going up, maybe full gold around 18 karat, like a designer lightweight jewelry. So we're cutting down on weights, how we can become affordable. So the entire budget that's the same thing. They can't, the way prices are going up, so the budget cannot increase or the same proportion. So but only thing is we have to cut down, so the purchases remain, maybe have a multiple purchases by cutting down on the weight. That's what we tend to do.
Right. So now these days, all the retail larger chain store brands, they're almost all across India, right? And as a family-owned business, how do you compete with these large brands?
So first of all, I compete with myself, and that's what is important. And having them, it's a very good news for us, because that's how they are because they have big budgets for marketing and all that. So they are actually helping us, so that the customer, the eyes are on jewelry. So they're helping us, and I'm taking them as a very positive this thing. So if they're helping us to drive the customer, drive business and to the footfall to the store, because customer want design end of the day. And as a family jeweler and a regional player, and coming from I will be knowing more about my client than anybody working on a pan India. So that's what we have edge over others. And so we know our customer, because we are from Himachal. I know what customer wants and what kind of category they like to. So that's what we have been doing, and I would say thanks to all the corporates, they also keep us on.
So now, coming from a city like Solan, what role do you think has digitalization played in your business? Do you also get a lot of demand from other cities? Does it help you to acquire more clients from, say, different parts of India? Probably somebody who wants Himachali jewelry could actually reach out on your
Yes.
Instagram and look at stuff.
Of course, we have to be with times, and we can't deny the fact that Instagram or all platforms on social media are really, going up, and we should be ready with that. And we've been aggressively working towards that,
Right.
and that helping business to grow also, like on WhatsApp, all the WhatsApp marketing and all that we've been doing. And we're also trying to get innovation there, maybe a bot or maybe a chat GPT for our brand.
Wow.
So we believe in the fact, and we have to be ready because customer wants everything on our arms. People don't have time now, right?
Right.
And the moment earlier we respond, the chances are that we're going to get business.
Good conversion.
So that's conversion. So we have a dedicated call center, dedicated department
Wow.
for this. All entire for this, managing the entire leads, or we've dedicated in an organization, and the moment we get the lead in a funnel, to immediately that gets activated.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, like, I think you are one of the few jewelers who's actually brought in so much of the corporate world into your store, right? You're not a large corporate. You are a regional player, but you've put in so many systems and so many practices in place. Whereas we are aware of a lot of larger players, probably who are in the metro cities, who are still not using technology. So, what is the one piece of advice you would probably give to the retailers who are from, who are not the corporate chain stores, but need to really, really focus on?
I think first of all, why are we doing this? Because we want to bring transparency. That's one of our core value
Right.
of our organization, and getting all these technologies in place and doing all these things really help you.
Right.
And keep you ahead of to face the competition and face all the corporate
Right.
competition coming in. And advice I would only give is that, of course, how we can bring transparency and how we can to gain trust customers' trades, because as a lot of disposable income is going towards other things,
Right.
like electronic gadgets, or maybe people buying cars, traveling and all that. But we have to make sure that a certain amount it's coming towards jewelry industry, and we all collectively have to ensure that.
Right.
And if all from rather than attracting customers through discounts, if we attract customers through innovations and through new designs and through good customer experience and customer delight, I think that is going to be better for our individual jewelers also, and for the industry as well.
Right. Now, when you say technology and newness and all of that, naturally the questions and all the attention turns towards something that everybody is talking about, are lab-grown diamonds.
Yes.
Now, do you see a lot of traction for lab-grown diamonds within Himachal, or whether it's in your state? Are people asking for it? Are people actually wanting to go and buy a lab-grown diamond?
I think people are asking, but I would say people are confused at the moment.
Right.
I think they need little more time to understand, and probably so interest is coming towards more of gold, because
Right.
that's the reason. And as we see the diamond prices going down,
Right.
and there's a correction there also,
Right.
so people want to hold on that, and the gold seeing bullish. I think people are more towards gold for a
right.
moment. But definitely going forward, I would say I feel lab grown will going to be a different category altogether, a different set of clients, and that's going to attract lab grown. And as a separate category, a separate entity, a separate display, I think one can do something on that.
So, would you have any plans to venture into lab-grown anytime soon?
I think we are working on other aspects so far for as of now. So we're working towards that. I'm not actually working towards, because I see silver is a
Right.
very good opportunity,
yeah.
and especially for our state, and especially for
Right.
a lower this thing, and which has a better customer
experience
and today's young girls want to,
Yes.
adorn a jewelry which is changeable. We didn't have to, care about keeping it on that security factors and all that. So I think silver I'm really eyeing upon, and we are aggressively working towards, and we are one of the leaders in silver jewelry as well, as of now also in Himachal.
Okay, that's amazing. So now with all of this insight and everything, we're going to turn the conversation into a little fun part.
Okay.
So we have a rapid fire round.
I need to wear my seat belts on.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have a fun rapid fire round. I'm going to ask you some quick questions.
But I'm getting something, huh?
Yeah, you're getting something.
Thank you.
And you'll have to give us quick answers. It's
Okay.
called Quick Bling Buzz.
Okay.
So shall I start?
Yeah.
Okay. What's colder, Solan winters or Harvard classrooms?
I think Solan, I would say sentimental chillness, and Harvard classrooms intellectual chillness.
Okay. Gold, diamonds or gemstones? What's your personal favorite?
Of course, gold, because that's the way can bring a smile on every bride of Himachal.
Right. What's harder, a Harvard Business School case study or managing peak wedding season in India?
Case studies, very difficult. Trust me.
Okay. If Verma Jewellers were a movie, what would the title be?
Golden Legacy
Oh, nice.
by Verma Jewellers.
Amazing. One celebrity you'd love to see wearing Verma Jewellers?
I think Deepika Padukone.
Oh, the second person who said that today. Himachali cuisine or global cuisine, what wins your heart?
Of course, Himachali cuisine. Yeah.
I love Himachali cuisine.
It is very good. It's got a
amazing.
different nostalgia.
Yeah. One word to describe your experience in Harvard so far.
Transformative.
Nice. If you had to pitch gold as a business investment to a room full of MBA students, what would your one pitch line be?
Invest in Verma Jewellers.
Okay, that's If you could bring one global business trend to the Indian jewelry, what would it be?
Jewelry with AI.
Ah, yes.
Design your jewelry, create your jewelry.
If you weren't into the jewelry business, what would your alternative dream job be?
To empower young entrepreneurs.
So a life coach, maybe
Could be
one,
yes.
right? What's a non-business book that has left a lasting impact on you?
A lot of them, I think, for my lifestyle, for my day-to-day, I would say one thing is one,
Right.
80-20 principle is one. I think Atomic Habits, one of my favorites.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you could have coffee with one historical business leader, who would it be?
Of course, had it been Ratan Tata, I would have
Right.
loved it.
If Verma Jewellers had a Bollywood ambassador, who would fit the bill perfectly?
I think my customers.
Oh,
I believe in that. They are my biggest brand ambassadors.
okay. Solan's charm or New York's hustle?
Solan, any day.
Diamonds, heirlooms or gold investments?
Gold investment.
Old school networking or digital first strategy?
Old school networking.
If you had to design a ring that represents Solan, which gemstone would it be?
Emerald.
Okay.
Green. Pine trees green.
If your family had to describe you in one word, what would they say?
I think you had asked my wife for that, but I think maybe over disciplined.
Okay. Okay. I think you've done very, very well on the rapid fire round. So you're going to get the Behind the Bling
thank you.
hamper.
Oh, thank you. I did well, huh?
Yes, you did well.
Thank you. I'm so happy. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now, as a closing question,
Yes.
I would like to ask you to give some, advice to our viewers who have been, following us and who have been viewing this new podcast. And what do you think of this new format of having a podcast based on the jewelry industry?
I think, first of all immense gratitude to you and to the entire team of Behind the Blings who've been working very aggressively to, for this industry. And I've not seen this kind of, events taking place in our industry. I think you guys are the pioneers in that, I would say. And the way you have been organized all this, I must thank you for this. And these things are very, very important because, end of the day, whatever guys been doing, so we learn from each other.
Right.
And these are the podcasts, actually, it's very helpful for all the people of our industry who are joining businesses or jewelry industry. So it's going to help each other a lot.
Right.
So we believe in that, and everybody, it's a podcast time because tomorrow somebody is going for running or doing any activities. So that's the time you put your earplugs on and you get into a podcast. So I think these things are very, very important, and this gonna help, and you're doing something really great for the industry. And I must thank you for this.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Akshay. Thank you for being
you.
on the show. It was a
Thank you.
pleasure having you.
Pleasure is all mine.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.